Hello from the second of my 3-minute thought pieces from Hong Kong. And what I want to talk about in the next couple of minutes is about two different narratives that are now taking hold in this amazing city about the future of Hong Kong. The first is the Chinese story. Now, it's 20 years this year since reunification of Hong Kong with China, and there are a lot of posters and other advertising around on behalf of the People's Republic of China based on three themes. I'm glad they've obviously watched my videos or read some of my stuff, because they know they need three themes. You always need three big ideas you stand for, and the three themes they're promoting are together, progress, and opportunity. And particularly the last of those is kind of obviously the promise of the great opportunity of being part of the Chinese expansion into the world. But there's a very clear message I'm hearing from people here, which is that Hong Kong, you are now just a Chinese city. A very important Chinese city, but a Chinese city. And in fact, Hong Kong's dazzling success is in some ways being overshadowed by the phenomenal growth of some of the other cities in China, and particularly those on the Pearl River Delta just across here, which are growing at an incredible rate, taking some of the dazzle off of Hong Kong. So the narrative there is be an integrated part of our growth. Now, if you're in Hong Kong, it's still slightly different. For example, if you're a resident here, it's a different status than if you're a resident in China. It is still a place unto itself, but over time, and rapidly over time, that will diminish, the difference will diminish. More and more mainland Chinese people are moving into Hong Kong. The status thing is obviously changing, and obviously China is increasingly taking control of the institutions here. So that is diminishing, but still Hong Kong is a separate place. So that's narrative number one, part of the bigger Chinese outwards expansion. Narrative number two really emphasizes the separation of Hong Kong from China, that Hong Kong is not China. And I've been told that, for example, a lot of other Asian countries prefer to deal with Hong Kong because it isn't China. They're obviously a bit suspicious, a bit worried about China and its domination, but they see Hong Kong as separate. Obviously, Hong Kong has incredible critical mass of expertise, international people, all sorts of skills here. This place developed over decades, and so they're happy to deal with Hong Kong as a place that is not China. Alongside that, of course, is the democracy movement here that's uncomfortable with the way China has begun to take control here and change the way it's run. And I read the other day even that there is a move to reunify Hong Kong with Britain. I mean, that's not going to happen, but the reunification movement is about Britain looking back to how wonderful things used to be. It sounds a bit like Brexit, doesn't it? And interestingly, you would put your money overall on the Chinese story winning, wouldn't you? You'd say, ultimately that's the narrative that's going to win and take hold. And indeed, many Hong Kong people, of course, are saying, yes, that's great news. But if you think about the independence movements that are taking hold around the world, the Catalonians, the Scots, even, if you like, the Brits, people looking to focus more on their local identity rather than the bigger identity. Well, Hong Kong is kind of also falls into that category too. So although the big narrative of China you'd expect to be dominant, this is a place that's really interesting, and to see which of those narratives becomes more powerful here will be an interesting issue over the next few years.